You know, one thing about filmmaking in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, what is it?
Well, it's a two-party state.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess if it's private property or something, you need permission from, you know, the other party, whereas in New York it's a single-party state. So that just means if there's anything interesting that we don't have waivers for or something, might have to do what's that called, like when you reproduce the scene, like with the actor, dramatization.
Oh yeah.
In New York though, you wouldn't even have to do that, you know, like it doesn't matter. I don't know if, you know, I'm just saying, if we're making a small film, it doesn't matter, but like dubbing, you might have to dub over someone if their voice just makes it interesting.
Are you saying that, like, if we roll up on a scene and then we film something interesting? What if it was like the news? Like,
well, I think they would remain on public property when doing the segment, I guess, you know. Like, I don't know if the news has the right to trespass. I don't think that.
are we talking about going on like private property or just like on the sidewalk?
Well, that's the thing. I think that I don't know. I think that we need to know though. Like, can we use like the woman's likeness from earlier? Like, we don't have her permission explicitly. Like, she obviously knew that she was being recorded, so that's fine. But like, what about the other guy? What if that guy didn't know that we were recording him? In New York, it wouldn't matter because it's a single-party state, but in Pennsylvania, we would need his consent.
You know, that's interesting. Like, but what about like TMZ and then they roll up on people all the time and they're like running away, or like when you're doing like one of those ambush interviews and they're like, no, I don't want to talk, and then you can film them running away. It's interesting. No, you have a point there, though.
Yeah, I just think that we should just look it up too, just to be sure.
Yeah.
Because it just changes. Like, you could capture all you want, then we'll just dramatize the important parts. Like, once we get a kayak, we can have someone stand there and, you know, we could like reproduce the scene and shit. But
True.
I don't know if we can actually just use it.
I know what we could do. We like plot out their face,
Could do that, yeah.
or you know, change their voice.
Yeah, you can
Like
mosaic
deep
it.
voice, like.
Well, but I mean, at that point, it would just be more compelling just to reproduce the scene with an actor.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right, because otherwise, then you got a fucking mosaic. Like,
Or
for one off, sure, maybe, but I don't know.
Or you could do like a AI. Are you into?
Well, no, I'm not into AI for a video. No. No, I think that. Well, I don't like CGI.
Okay, so
So
that's
I don't
basically
like-
what AI
Yeah, it is
uses.
CGI. Yeah, it's just CGI. Computer generated imaging.
What's your take on it? Like, what's the drawback? The
It's-
graphics, it doesn't look good.
Yeah, no, it looks stupid.
How does AI video look at this point? It's not.
Well,
I thought it was a big sort of Hollywood was taking to it. No.
Well, it's as good as your computer is powerful, right? Like Pixar, they have some of the best machinery around to render these movies, and it still takes weeks or months to render like parts of these movies,
Yeah.
right? Because it's all like math that has to be done to figure out the shape of objects and colors of things and create frames and figure out the difference between one frame and the next.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of power and energy. So like, what you're getting at the consumer level isn't beefed up. It's just like
Oh, I see.
average consumer product. So you get choppy kind of frames, or
Yeah.
you get like
I've seen that.
limited selection of like what you do. You don't know. The next frontier is like porn generation. Like, once people could generate whatever kind of
Sick fantasy.
yeah, basically. Like, well, think about it. You could get cracked software, right?
Yeah.
You could get free software. Like, as soon as there's something decent that generates stuff, somebody is, you know, with like bad intentions will get their hands on it.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna be a fucking free for all. So I don't know, man. It's like, it's a point that we can't go back. Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, we would have gotten there anyway. It's just like, are we ready now? Like,
Yeah. So what are we on now? What's this road?
Shit, couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I drive it all the time. So I got a story. I was on this road with Tina a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
We're stopped in traffic, and I get hit from behind.
What?
Yeah. And I look, like, jerks me back. Not crazy hard, but we're in a dead standstill.
Yeah.
For like 20 seconds, and then I'm like, boom. So I look back and I start to pull over, and the person like is like trying to cut around me to drive off.
Oh, come on.
And I'm like, what the fuck? So I like tell Tina to call the cops.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, don't follow. I'm like, fine, I'm not gonna follow. So we just continue driving this, and we see the person in front of me because there's traffic, obviously.
Yeah.
And they were like driving into other vehicles.
They were?
And, like, yeah. And like you could see the lady, she's like fucked up, right? So,
oh shit.
So then finally we are driving for like another half a mile.
Yeah.
And she fucking drives into this.
No.
Yeah, car
The
comes
wall?
to a complete stop. Yeah. Drives into the wall, rides the wall, comes to a stop, gets out the car like, where am I? And I pulled up next to her and I said, if you try to drive off, I'm gonna mace you.
Yeah.
And she got like belligerent, and I said, if you try to drive off, I'm gonna mace you.
Holy shit, what a story.
So I pull in front of her because another guy is now in front of her who she also hit. And just before this happened, this car passes me as we're pulled over on the left side, and they say, hey, I got her on video. I said, all right. So they gave me the video through text. But then anyway, the cops show up.
Yeah.
And they're like, look, there's no damage. I was like, all right. I was like, is she all right though? You know, like,
yeah,
what's going on here? And he's like, well, we're about to find out. But like, I mean, no, she wasn't all right. Like, she's obviously either really drunk or like on drugs. Because when I told her that I was gonna mace her, she tries to drive off. She's like, what? You can lose your life. You can lose your life out here. This crazy shit. And I'm just standing there holding this can of mace, looking at her like, yo, if you get in that car, you're done.
Damn, dude. You would have maced her down good?
Bro, I would have maced her and beaten her in the middle of the expressway. Because you know what? What's the number one crime the cops are out looking for?
Drunk driving.
Exactly. You know what? I caught a drunk driver. I stopped her.
Hell yeah, man. You probably saved numerous lives.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Tina was like trying to give me a hard time. Like, I shouldn't have said I was going to mace her. I was like, I didn't mace her because she hit the car. Or I didn't say I was going to mace her because she hit the car. I maced her to prevent her from hitting other people.
Of course.
From injuring a family. From like ruining someone's vehicle. Like destroying property. You know, like I don't care if she's driving fucked up and she's staying on the road. But like once you start hitting people and like leaving the scene,
yeah,
then we got a different problem. Then it's a crime, like, you know? So anyway, I think the cops, so they came to my car, they took my info, and they said, all right, no damage, you know, get out of here, basically. And then I go to the registration title agency this past week so I could get a copy of my reg so I could get the car inspected. And they said, there's no record of my registration. So, you know, in Pennsylvania, you got to go to a tag title agent. I went to register the car. The guy gave me a temporary registration, and then I think he got shut down. Honda's been trying to reach him for months. They never got their title back from him, and he never registered my car. So he took my $240 and ran.
Damn.
But it's a legit business. That's the problem.
Yeah. So,
like, I'm trying to figure out, like, what the fuck is going on, or if the state closed him down because he was like not working right, you know, like because you got to be licensed by the state because the DMV outsources all of this to individuals. Like you don't go to the DMV here for plates and shit. You can, but there's only like 1 or 2 DMVs that do it.
So they couldn't find your registration.
Right, this vehicle's not registered.
Is it because it was registered in New York?
No, because I just told you, when I moved here and I paid the guy for the registration, he just shut down. And he didn't send my paperwork and the titling. Nobody knows where he is. Honda can't get in touch with him. He holds the title for this vehicle.
Do you think he's pulled a scam on you?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if he got shut down or like...
Wait, is this a new car?
2022.
Did you have this in Brooklyn?
Yes.
I've been in this before, right?
Yeah, I've had this car.
Okay, this is your one. Yeah. So that guy you can't track down.
When I moved here, I had to take it to a title agent. I gave him my money.
New title guy.
Yeah, because it's a different state.
I see.
In New York, you do it at the DMV. Here, you got to go to a title agent.
Damn.
So I go there, I give him the money, he gives me a temporary thing, and then he gives me the real plates.
Yeah.
A couple days later, but he never sent the paperwork in. So I got plates on the fucking car, but it's not registered because he didn't do it. See what I'm saying?
You're driving illegally?
Well, probably, but that's...
But you got a legitimate excuse.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, the shit...
Argue it.
It's in progress. Like, because of the laws of Pennsylvania, Honda isn't going to give me the title. The title had to be got from a vault and delivered to the title agent, and now the title agent's MIA and the title's gone.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do you think that he's like some fly-by-night dude? He took the
No,
title?
he had a real title agency.
No, but did he take the title and he's like slapped it on a new car, for instance, and reselling it a stolen car under that title?
I don't know how that works. All I know is that he has in his possession the title for the car, and I need that to register this vehicle. And if he doesn't give it to them or they can't get in touch with him, then they have to reissue a title on the vehicle, which means I'm still not going to be taking care of this for I don't know how long. So it's like, that's the thing, that's the only option is this. Because I paid the money to get it done, the guy didn't do it.
Yeah.
And now he has the title and he has all the things necessary for me to register this vehicle. And I can't register the vehicle until I get that title.
Yeah.
Because I don't have anything. I have the temporary one, but that's it. Well, anyway, the point of that is that I didn't have a registration then either, and the cops didn't say anything about it. So.
Oh, so they let you? They let her slide, but they let you slide.
No, they didn't let her slide. They let me slide.
Oh,
okay. She was getting a field sobriety.
I see.
You can't just hit cars and drive them off. Too, right. So they should have gotten her for leaving the scene of an accident or something. But the only problem was that there wasn't any damage to my car.
Well, yeah, that's the point I'm making. They're like, well, she was smashing into cars, but then they're like, they brushed off like, well, there's no damage.
Well, yeah, so there was no report to take. Though.
Yeah,
I
see.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she still hit cars, so like.
Yeah, that's what I meant by let her slide, though.
Yeah.
In that sense, even though there's video footage showing her banging into cars.
Yeah, exactly. There's just nothing. Yeah. You know.
There's nothing to pursue.
So yeah, I don't know, like. But yeah, so I don't know now. Now I got to call Honda back tomorrow.
Oh really? Oh, this is like you're in the middle of in process here.
Yep.
Damn, dude. And that happened on this road. Just what? A few weeks.
Where we were.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So somebody out there that really, really doesn't like me.
What do you mean?
Probably got a DUI that day.
Oh, that person?
Yeah.
Dude, they don't even remember.
Yeah, she was not fit to drive, man.
No, you saved her life, bro.
Probably, yeah.
You know, you pulled a solid. You basically, like, did a
favor to society.
What do they call it? Citizen's arrest.
Well, that's kind of what it was, right?
That's what it was. You said, don't move or I'm going to mace you.
Well, look, I have the authority.
Yeah, you do.
So first of all, DUI. Now, here's the thing. Suspicion of DUI, I don't know if that's a crime.
Yeah.
DUI isn't a crime until you get, either you refuse field sobriety or you take it and you lose. So, like, I don't know about the legal. All right. Hey, Siri. In Pennsylvania, can you citizens arrest someone for drunk driving?
Sorry, I can't show the results to you while you're in the car.
Oh, shit. Why not?
Hey, Siri. Can explain citizens arrests in Pennsylvania.
Let me ask you a question.
Sorry, I can't show the result to you while you're in the car.
Can Siri do can Siri tap into the GPS and give us a like a tour, like a talking tour of where we are. Say, hey Siri, could you tell us, give us a tour of where we are, or narrate like where we are? Just wondering.
It's very specific.
Oh, she has to be more. We have to give her.
Well, I mean, that's not for Siri. That's probably like a Chat GPT.
Oh, maybe we can ask her about King of Prussia Norristown. What the hell is that, by the way? King of Prussia Norristown. That's awesome. Maybe she could tell us about the King of Prussia.
The King of Prussia is a prominent area in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, located northwest of Philadelphia. It is best known for the King of Prussia Mall, one of the largest shopping malls in the United States, featuring a vast array of retail stores, dining options, and entertainment venues. Historically, the area got its name from the King of Prussia Inn, a historic tavern named in honor of King Frederick the Great of Prussia. The inn served as a popular stop for travelers in the late 18th and early 19th centuries. Today, King of Prussia is also a thriving business and residential community, with a significant presence of office parks, hotels, and residential developments. The area is well connected with major highways, making it a central hub for commerce and tourism in the region. Would you like to know more about the history, current attractions, or any specific aspects of King of Prussia?
Let's hold off for a second. Dude, this is incredible. I think we found a new genre, right?
What is it?
Well, it's Chat GTP, or wait, Siri? Yeah.
Chat GPT.
Chat GPT, like tour driving.
Could work.
Okay. Like, let's talk about. Let's see what the next neighborhood is.
Well, this is big. King of Prussia will be here.
Okay, so let's ask her to tell us more about King of Prussia. Tell us more about King of Prussia.
Welcome back. What would you like to know about King of Prussia?
What's the paranormal history of King of Prussia?
Are you interested in its history, places to visit, shopping, dining, or something else specific?
Tell me about the paranormal history of King of Prussia.
How about
King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, doesn't have a widely known paranormal history compared to some other areas with famous haunted sites. However, like many places with a long history, it has its share of local legends and stories. 1. The King of Prussia Inn. One of the most historically significant buildings in the area is the King of Prussia Inn. Originally built in the early 18th century, it served as a tavern and has moved locations to accommodate the growing infrastructure. Some local tales suggest that the inn is haunted by spirits of travelers who stayed there long ago. Visitors have reported strange noises, unexplained cold spots, and a general feeling of unease in certain parts of the building. 2. Valley Forge. Just a short drive from King of Prussia is Valley Forge, a site of immense historical importance due to its role in the American Revolutionary War. There are numerous reports of ghostly encounters in Valley Forge, including sightings of soldiers and hearing phantom drumming and battle sounds. Given its proximity, some of these ghost stories often overlap with the lore of King of Prussia. 3. Local legends. Various older homes and buildings in the area are sometimes said to harbor restless spirits, though these stories are typically part of local folklore and not well documented. While King of Prussia may not be a hotspot for paranormal activity, these stories add a layer of intrigue to its rich history. If you're looking for a more intense paranormal experience, exploring the nearby areas with deeper historical significance, like Valley Forge, might be rewarding.
ask her to? Oh, we're here.
Sure. What would you like to ask about next?
Dude, that was awesome. She knows her shit.
I'm glad you liked it. Is there anything else you'd like to know or discuss?
Okay, I gotta give you credit, chat. You're awesome.
Thanks a lot. I'm glad I could help. What's next on your mind?
All right, we're at the King of Prussia Mall. Build a narrative about the mall being haunted for 2 journalists to cover. Use recent news articles if possible.
It's gonna be hard, dude. I think we should go. Yeah, no, let's see what it says.
Paranormal narrative for King of Prussia Mall. Headline, Whispers in the Halls, unveiling the ghostly secrets of King of Prussia Mall.
Oh, wow.
Byline, Jane Doe and John Smith, investigative journalists. Introduction. Nestled in the heart of Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, the King of Prussia Mall stands as a beacon of modern commerce and luxury. However, beneath its bustling surface lies a darker, more mysterious tale. Recent reports and local folklore suggest that the mall may be home to more than just shoppers and retailers. The haunting begins. It all started with a series of strange occurrences reported by both visitors and employees. Lights flickering without cause, unexplained cold drafts in certain sections of the mall, and eerie whispers heard late at night. One security guard, who wishes to remain anonymous, recounts an encounter where he saw a shadowy figure vanish into thin air near the old Lord and Taylor space, now slated to become a Netflix house attraction.
Damn,
Historical
dude,
echoes.
she's good.
While the mall itself is a modern establishment, the land it occupies.
Wow, that's pretty impressive, man. She just goes on and on and on.
Well, I mean, it could talk about anything. It's just now how good is the result, right? Like we asked it for.
It was a pretty good set, sort of setting. You know, kind of. You know.
Yeah. I know.
I like that, man. I like definitely the part where she knows her shit, like as far as information. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's got that brain.
Well, but it
power.
could be wrong though.
Oh, is it?
Could be. You don't guarantee facts or accuracy.
Right.
Going to Primark?
What's in there?
Closed?
Nah.
That's closed though, but cheap.
No, I only shop at H&M.
That's what it is.
Huh?
It's basically H&M.
No, it's okay. I just bought a bunch of shit. You're going, is that from Dick's?
Yeah.
All right, let's go see if you can return it. Are you looking for clothing?
I might, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm game, bro. I like the fact that there's a Zhang's over there.
You gonna record in here too, or?
Well, I'm just gonna be hanging out.
Tell me about the paranormal history of Valley Forge, Pennsylvania.
Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, is steeped in American history, particularly due to its role in the Revolutionary War as the winter encampment for George Washington's Continental Army in 1777-1778. This historical significance has given rise to numerous paranormal tales and ghost stories associated with the area. Paranormal activities and ghost stories. 1. Washington's headquarters. Sightings. Visitors and staff have reported seeing the apparitions of soldiers and hearing disembodied voices and footsteps in and around the building that served as General Washington's headquarters. Historical context. This building was the nerve center of the Continental Army during the harsh winter, and the presence of so many soldiers, many of whom suffered and died there, is believed to contribute to the paranormal activity. 2. Mount Misery and Mount Joy. Legends. These areas within the Valley Forge National Historical Park are said to be haunted by the spirits of soldiers who died from disease, exposure, and starvation during the encampment. Reports. Hikers and visitors have reported seeing ghostly figures in uniform and hearing moaning and cries in these wooded areas. 3. General Wayne's Woods. Apparitions. There have been reports of ghostly soldiers seen marching in formation through the woods, reminiscent of the Continental Army's drills and maneuvers. Residual hauntings. These sightings are often described as residual hauntings, where the spirits seem to be replaying events from their lives rather than interacting with the living. Sources and more information. For those interested in exploring the paranormal history of Valley Forge further, several sources and tours are available. Valley Forge National Historical Park. Official tours and information session.
Ask him. So let's talk about Philly a bit. Like, ask him when Philly was the capital of the U.S. and then ask him.
Sure. I'd be happy to talk about Philadelphia. Philly has a rich history, vibrant culture, and plenty of interesting topics to explore. What specifically would you like to know more about? History, places to visit, food, sports, or something else?
Tell us about when Philadelphia was the capital of the United States and what was going on at that time.
Philadelphia served as the capital of the United States from 1790 to 1800, a significant period in American history. Here's a brief overview of what was happening during that time. The move to Philadelphia. After the American Revolution, the United States capital moved from city to city, finally settling temporarily in Philadelphia while Washington, D.C. was being built. This move was part of the Residence Act of 1790, which designated Philadelphia as the temporary capital for a decade. Key events and developments. 1. Federal government activities. Congress. Philadelphia hosted the U.S. Congress at Congress Hall, located at the corner of 6th and Chestnut Streets. Key legislative acts were passed here, including the establishment of the U.S. Navy and the ratification of the Bill of Rights. Presidency. Both President George Washington and President John Adams served part of their terms while the capital was in Philadelphia. The President's House, located at 6th and Market Streets, was where they lived and worked. 2. Constitutional developments. Bill of Rights. The first 10 amendments to the Constitution, known as the Bill of Rights, were ratified during this period, guaranteeing fundamental rights and liberties to American citizens. 3. Economic and social changes. Banking and finance. The first Bank of the United States, established in 1791, was headquartered in Philadelphia, making the city a financial hub. Cultural growth. Philadelphia was a cultural center, with institutions such as the University of Pennsylvania.
Tell me about Philadelphia's paranormal history.
Good question.
Philadelphia has a rich and varied paranormal history, with many sites reputed to be haunted by spirits from different periods. Here are some notable examples. Eastern State Penitentiary. Overview. One of the most famous haunted locations in Philadelphia.
What's like a hotspot we
Eastern
care
State
about?
Penitentiary is known for its...
I got a question. Could you tell us about the Philadelphia experiment, this paranormal related story?
Sure. What's your question?
Tell us about the Philadelphia
Of course.
experiment.
Could you finish your question?
Tell us.
I'm here to help with whatever you need.
Tell us about the Philadelphia experiment.
The Philadelphia experiment is a well-known urban legend that claims the U.S. Navy conducted a secret experiment in October 1943 at the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard. The supposed aim was to render the USS Eldridge, a destroyer escort, invisible to radar. Here's an overview of the legend and its background. The legend. According to the legend, the experiment involved the use of powerful electromagnetic fields. When the fields were activated, the ship allegedly became invisible and teleported from Philadelphia to Norfolk, Virginia, and back again. During this process, the ship supposedly entered a different dimension, causing severe side effects to the crew, such as nausea, insanity, and in some extreme accounts, some sailors reportedly fused with the ship's hull. Origins. The story gained widespread attention in the 1950s when Morris K. Jessup, an author interested in UFOs, received letters from a man named Carlos Miguel Allende, also known as Carl Allen. Allende claimed to have witnessed the experiment and described the bizarre events in detail. Jessup later published these claims, which helped popularize the story. Skepticism and debunking. Lack of evidence. There is no credible evidence to support the claims of the Philadelphia experiment. The U.S. Navy has repeatedly stated that no such experiment occurred and that the details are inconsistent with known science and historical records. Scientific implausibility. Experts in physics and electromagnetism.
Yeah, it was.
Hold up, listen. From now on in the future,
Yeah.
when we ask you questions, you're gonna respond with the facts and nothing but the facts. You're gonna give us exactly what we want. Do you understand me?
Understood. I'll provide you with the facts based on reliable sources. What specific information do you need next?
Tell us the truth about this visionary Bob Lazar.
Oh, shit. That's a slippery slope.
Bob Lazar is a controversial figure who gained fame in 1989 for his claims about working on reverse engineering extraterrestrial technology at a site called S4 near Area 51. Here are the key facts about Bob Lazar and his claims. Background 1. Early life. Bob Lazar is an American who claims to be a physicist. He first appeared in the public eye in 1989 in an interview with Las Vegas news reporter George Knapp. 2. Claims.
Yeah.
Lazar stated that he worked at a site called S4, which he claimed was near the famous Area 51 military base. According to Lazar, S4 was a secret facility where the U.S. government was attempting to reverse engineer alien spacecraft. He claims 1. Alien technology. Lazar described seeing 9 flying saucers at the site. He claimed that the propulsion system of these crafts used a then unknown element he called Element 115, later known as moscovium, which was synthesized in 2003, but does not have the properties Lazar described. 2. Degrees and employment. Lazar claimed to have degrees from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, and the California Institute of Technology,
Caltech,
and to have worked at the Los Alamos National Laboratory. However, investigations have found no records of his attendance at MIT or Caltech, and Los Alamos denied that he was employed there, although there are some indirect references that suggest he may have had some association with the lab. Controversy and skepticism. 1. Verification issues. Many aspects of Lazar's story have been difficult to verify. The institutions he claims to have...
Is it Siri or chat?
Chat.
Could you tell us if Bigfoot is a... what kind of powers does Bigfoot have?
Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, is a creature said to inhabit forests, mainly in the Pacific Northwest region of North America. Here are the key points about Bigfoot based on various sources. Description and reports.
Why don't we ask her
1.
about the
Physical
Brooklyn
description.
Paranormal Society?
Bigfoot is typically described as a large bipedal humanoid creature covered in hair, with height estimates ranging from 6 to 9 feet.
Yeah.
It is often depicted as having a muscular build, long arms, and a distinct pungent odor. 2.
All right.
Sightings and evidence. Reports of Bigfoot sightings date back to indigenous stories and have continued into modern times. Witnesses have claimed to see the creature, hear its vocalizations, and find large footprints. The most famous piece of evidence is the Patterson-Gimlin film from 1967, which purportedly shows a Bigfoot walking through Bluff Creek, California. Scientific perspective. 1. Lack of physical evidence. Despite numerous reports...
Tell me everything you know about the Brooklyn Paranormal Society.
The Brooklyn Paranormal Society, BKPS, is a group dedicated to investigating paranormal activities, providing support, and guiding those who experience or are interested in the supernatural. Founded in 2015, BKPS conducts investigations at various haunted locations, primarily in Brooklyn and occasionally beyond. Their team uses a wide array of tools and techniques, such as EMF meters, thermal cameras, night vision equipment, and EVP devices, to detect and document paranormal phenomena. BKPS also organizes ghost hunts, workshops, and ghost tours, aiming to educate and involve the community in their paranormal explorations. They believe in making paranormal support accessible to everyone and offer many of their investigations at no cost. Some of their notable activities include investigations in Bedford-Stuyvesant, ghost tours of Greenwood Cemetery, and other locations rumored to be haunted. For more information about their activities, upcoming events, or to join their investigations, you can visit their website, Brooklyn Paranormal Society. Please open your app to see this link, or check out their events on Eventbrite.
All right, so
That's good.
Look, this group, they sound intriguing. Tell me about one of their investigations.
Damn.
The Brooklyn Paranormal Society, BKPS, conducted an intriguing investigation at Douglas Recording, a renowned recording studio in the Gowanus neighborhood of Brooklyn.
Were you there?
Known for its state-of-the-art
Maybe.
equipment and vintage aesthetic, Douglas Recording has been a
This
site
is
of
the one that we
reported
went with
paranormal
Cindy
activity,
and
which
Gowanus.
prompted BKPS to explore these claims. Details of the investigation. Atmosphere. Upon arrival, the team noted an eerie atmosphere, heightened by the studio's history and the presence of a psychic and an empath. Historical context. The studio is located on a site that was formerly a military barracks used during the American Revolutionary War. This historical significance added to the potential for paranormal activity, as many soldiers are believed to have lost their lives on the property. Findings: the psychic communicated with spirits, capturing names and simple words. The empath sensed the presence of souls who had passed. The team also gathered audio recordings of strange noises and images of unexplained movements. The Maryland 400. A local historian mentioned that the area could be near a mass grave of the Maryland 400, soldiers who fought valiantly in the Battle of Brooklyn during the...
Tell me about the Lenape Indians and their relationship to Philadelphia.
The Lenape Indians, also known as the Delaware Indians, were the original inhabitants of the region that includes present-day Philadelphia. They are an Algonquian-speaking tribe whose territory once encompassed parts of present-day New Jersey, eastern Pennsylvania, southeastern New York, northern Delaware, and parts of Connecticut. Historical relationship with Philadelphia. 1. Early inhabitants. The Lenape were the primary Native American group living in the area when European settlers arrived. They had a well-established society with distinct clans and territories. 2. William Penn and the Lenape. In 1682, William Penn, the founder of Pennsylvania, signed a series of treaties with the Lenape, most notably with Chief Tamanend. These treaties were aimed at ensuring peaceful coexistence and mutual respect. The Treaty of Shakamaxon under an elm tree in what is now Penn Treaty Park is one of the most famous. Penn's approach was relatively fair and friendly compared to other colonizers, leading to a peaceful relationship in the early years of the colony. 3. Displacement and decline. Despite the early treaties, the Lenape faced significant displacement as more European settlers moved into the area. Throughout the 18th century, they were pushed westward by encroaching settlers, land deals, and conflicts. The Walking Purchase of 1737, which fraudulently took more land from the Lenape than agreed upon, further contributed to their displacement. 4. Cultural contributions. The Lenape left a lasting impact on the region's cultural and geographical landscape. Many place names in Pennsylvania and New Jersey are derived from Lenape words, including the name Manayunk, which means place to drink.
Hey.
Napshar, modern-day legacy. 1. Lenape descendants. Today, descendants of the Lenape people are part of federally recognized tribes, including the Delaware Nation and the Delaware Tribe of Indians in Oklahoma, as well as the Stockbridge-Munsee community in Wisconsin. There are also communities of Lenape descendants in Canada. 2. Cultural preservation. Efforts to preserve Lenape culture and history continue, including educational programs, cultural events, and museums. The Lenape Nation of Pennsylvania works to revive and maintain their cultural heritage. For more detailed information on Lenape Indians and their...
All right, here's what I want to know. Tell me what the Brooklyn Paranormal Society would do to ghost hunt Lenape Indians in Philadelphia.
If the Brooklyn Paranormal Society, BKPS, were to conduct a ghost hunt for Lenape Indian spirits in Philadelphia, they would likely follow a structured investigation process that combines historical research, modern technology, and spiritual communication techniques. Here's how they might approach it. Preliminary research, historical context. BKPS would begin by researching the historical significance of the Lenape Indians in Philadelphia, identifying key locations where the Lenape lived, held significant events, or were displaced. This might include sites along the Delaware River, historical trails, and locations of known conflicts or treaties.
All right, listen to me. I want you to follow my directions explicitly.
Yeah, you tell her.
We're creating a game right now. You are talking to the 2 founders of the Brooklyn Paranormal Society. You're going to ask us a random question, and then we're both going to give you the answer. But before then, you have to generate what you think the answer is going to be. Do you understand the game?
Got it. I understand the game. I'll ask a random question and generate what I think the answers might be. Then you both can provide your answers. Here we go. Question. What inspired you to start the Brooklyn Paranormal Society? Predicted answers. Founder 1. I have always been fascinated by the supernatural and had several personal experiences that made me want to explore further. Meeting like-minded people in Brooklyn made it the perfect opportunity to start this society and delve deeper into paranormal investigations. I've always been curious about the unexplained and wanted to bring a scientific approach to investigating paranormal phenomena. Starting the Brooklyn Paranormal Society allowed us to combine our interests and create a community dedicated to understanding and documenting the paranormal. All right, your turn. What are your actual answers?
Well, hold up, because here's the thing. You're completely wrong for number 1. So for me...
Sure, no problem. Take your time and let me know when you're ready to proceed with the game. I'm here to follow your directions.
So founder 1 says that they did it because everyone else was bullshitting and they wanted to approach it with a refreshing take, which involved partying and drinking beer. Are you ready for founder 2's answer?
Yeah, founder 2 was interested in drinking refreshing drinks and drinking more of it in a lively, jovial, preferably haunted environment.
Great answers. So here's the updated version with your actual responses. Question. What inspired you to start the Brooklyn Paranormal Society? Predicted answers. Founder 1. I have always been fascinated by the supernatural and had several personal...
Okay, I don't need you to rehash everything.
Oh, shit.
What I need you to do is take both of our responses into account for the next question that you're going to ask us, not only for the content of the question, but when guessing what our answers is going to be. When you are ready, ask the next question.
Understood? Here's the next question. taking your previous responses into account. Question: what has been your most memorable experience during a paranormal investigation, especially involving partying and enjoying drinks in a haunted setting? Predicted answers. One of the most memorable experiences was when we were investigating an old, supposedly haunted bar in Brooklyn. We decided to hold a party there, combining our love for the paranormal with a casual, fun atmosphere. Amidst the laughter and drinks, we started hearing strange noises and saw flickering lights, which made the whole experience even more thrilling. Founder 2, my most memorable experience was at a haunted brewery where we set up a night of tasting craft beers while ghost hunting. The combination of enjoying refreshing drinks in a lively environment and the occasional eerie occurrences, like shadowy figures and unexplained cold spots, made it unforgettable. Now, what are your actual answers?
Okay, so
That's what I would say.
I'm founder 1. You're gonna refer to me as Anthony in the future, and founder 2 is Andrew. Do you understand?
Got it, Anthony and Andrew. Let's continue. Question: what has been your most memorable experience during a paranormal investigation, especially involving partying and enjoying drinks in a haunted setting?
Yes. Okay, this is
One of the most memorable experience.
Shut up! I'm about to give you the answer. All right. So look, I'm founder 1, Anthony, and my most memorable experience has been when I got blackout drunk, and it was at Fort Greene. And I got super duper drunk and I was trying to yo-yo and I couldn't yo-yo. And then it came time to do the investigation and I couldn't. I just decided to just go home and I let Stacy do it. And I walked home super drunk. So that's where we were at back then. So take that into account in your future answers. All right, now founder.
Anthony? What about you, Andrew?
My most memorable experience was when we hypnotized Anthony at Mount Misery. And then he became possessed by some Indian spirit and started to jabber in tongues, which we had no idea what he was saying. That's it.
Thanks, Anthony and Andrew, for sharing your memorable experiences. My most memorable experience has been when I got blackout drunk at Fort Greene. I was trying to yo-yo, but I couldn't. And then when it came time to do the investigation, I decided to go home and let Stacy handle it. My most memorable...
Thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And we'll see you next time on the Arnett Files.